Were you involved in an accident and you want to know, should you use your insurance or the other guy's insurance to pay for your property damage? Check out this short video to find out. Hey everybody, Barry with the Lawful Channel. I get so many legal questions on this channel that I am now going live every Friday at 12 noon Central Time to answer people's legal questions and also to address the top 5 legal questions I got asked that week. So please join me this Friday at 12 noon Central. Now let's get into the video. Okay, you just got in a car accident and you're stressed out. I get it. Unfortunately, I've got a little bit of bad news for you. You're about to start dealing with an insurance company, and that, in all likelihood, is going to stress you out even more. The biggest question I get over and over again about dealing with an insurance company is, should I use my own insurance to pay for my property damage after an accident? And here's my answer. Yes, yes, and yes again. But stay tuned to the end of this video because I'm going to tell you about a situation when you should not use your own property damage coverage to pay for your damages. Okay, so why use your own insurance coverage to pay for your property damage? Well, there's a very good likelihood, very good, that using your own insurance is going to take care of this issue much quicker than if you wait for the third party to pay for your property damage. Why is that? Well, the third party or the driver of the other car, that person's insurance needs to investigate the matter, and they have to decide whether they're going to accept liability or responsibility for the accident. Well, I've seen that take weeks and sometimes months. Whereas if you have collision coverage, you can get your property damage fixed by your own insurance company right away. So it's really a no-brainer to use your own insurance to fix your property damage. Also, it's very likely that your insurance company is going to pay you more for your property damage if your vehicle is a total loss than the other party will. They want to stay in your good graces. They have different clauses in their insurance policies about covering aftermarket parts. There are a wide variety of reasons why your own insurance company may pay you more for your property damage than the other guys. Another question I get asked that correlates to this question is, should I even tell my insurance company about the accident? Yes, you should tell your insurance company about the accident. First of all, State Farm, Allstate, they're going to find out anyways. They all have access to the same information. But in addition, you are probably contractually required to tell them every time you were involved in an accident. Now, I'm not saying everybody does this. If it's a minor fender bender and virtually nothing happened and you want to pay a couple $100 to get your property damage fixed, I've seen it 1,000 times where people don't tell their insurance company. But I want you to be aware that chances are you're contractually obligated to tell your insurance company every time you're involved in an accident. Another reason to use your own insurance policy is you probably have benefits you don't even know about. There's something called MedPay or medical payments coverage that'll cover the first $2,500 or $5,000 of your medical bills. That's a really important benefit you probably have in your auto insurance policy. And in addition, you want to put them on notice about the accident if you suffered injuries, because you may have to claim uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage or utilize those clauses in your policy in the event that the guy who hit you doesn't have insurance or has a very small insurance policy. Now, the question I get asked often is, won't this cause my rates to go up? Listen, people will tell you that the answer is no, but that is not the truth. No attorney, none of us can tell you what's going to happen to your insurance rates. I can't tell you what State Farm or Allstate's going to do. However, I can tell you generally speaking what I've seen, and that is if you're not responsible for the accident, your rates generally speaking don't go up. But you could have had 5 accidents, and that might have triggered something on State Farm's end to cause your policy rates to go up. So I can't guarantee it. However, I would say don't worry about it. This is the reason you have insurance in the first place. God forbid you got in an accident, you'd be insured. Okay, when should you not use your own insurance policy to pay for your property damage? Well, let's say you have a very high deductible. Anytime you use your own insurance, you're going to have to pay your deductible, whether it's $500 or $1,000. So if you can't afford your deductible, then the better route is to use the third party's insurance company to pay for your property damages. Now, I still recommend using your own insurance. because if you can afford it, if you can put the $500 deductible on a credit card, it'll still get your property damage fixed quicker. And chances are you're going to get that money back in the future. No guarantees, but there's a good chance what's going to happen is your insurance company, State Farm, for example, is going to subrogate, meaning they're going to seek reimbursement from the other side for the money they put out on your behalf. So if your property damage was $2,500 and you had a $500 deductible, they're going to seek reimbursement from Allstate or whoever the other insurance company is to get that money back. So it may take a little time, but chances are you'll get your deductible back if you're not at fault for the accident. Okay, there's a second scenario when you might want to not use your own insurance to pay for your property damage, but the reality is you can't use your own insurance to pay for the property damages, and that is because you don't have collision coverage. There are a lot of states in this country that only require that you have liability insurance. Well, I've talked about the types of insurance everybody should have, and having only liability insurance is a big mistake. But if you don't have collision coverage, then you're going to have no choice but to go after the third party for your damages. One little caveat here. The videos I make relate primarily to my home state of Illinois and also the majority of states in this country, but there are some states where each party's own insurance pays for their damages. I'm not talking about that situation here, so please don't be misled as to what I'm saying. If you live in one of those states, you need to ask your insurance adjuster about it or your insurance agent about it, but this applies to my home state of Illinois and the majority of states across our country. And here's a final thought for you. If your vehicle is totaled, you may want to get estimates from both insurance companies. Let's say the defendant has Allstate and you have State Farm. Well, if that vehicle is totaled, there's nothing wrong with getting an estimate of actual cash value of your vehicle from both Allstate and State Farm and see who offers you the most. It may be that the other side's insurance company offers you more for your vehicle than your own insurance company does. And in that case, you may want to take it. Were you involved in an accident and you filed a claim with your own insurance company? How'd it work out for you? Tell us about it in the comments section below. Thanks for checking out this short video on a legal topic that affects all of our lives on a daily basis. If you haven't already, would you subscribe to our channel? And if you have any questions, reach out to me. If I can't help you, I'll try and find someone who can.